We're set to go racing for 250 miles at Daytona International Speedway after a long afternoon of driving rain.
Do you know me? I'm a driving rain.
NASCAR on FX is brought to you by GNC, by Rent-A-Center, and by Sears Craftsman, the official tool of NASCAR.
Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway and the Stacker 2 GNC Live Well 250 for the NASCAR Busch Series. Hi everybody, welcome to Daytona. Mike Joy alongside Larry McReynolds and Darrell Waltrip. Every February, the Busch cars run 300 miles here. It's often the best race in all of Speedway. But this is the first time they've ever run here under the lights. Darrell, this is a journey into the great unknown.
Yeah, help me make it through the night, if you will. I think that's what some of these guys are probably singing. Great points battle shaping up here between Sprague and Biffle back into the picture. You know, they traded this race. They did run these cars at Watkins Glen. Did away with Watkins Glen, the road course, the only one they run, to come here with these restricted cars. You know, I think we're going to see a great show. A lot of implications on this race tonight.
Well, I mean, there is.
Take some
It's
time.
a short race, 250 miles, only 100 laps. The teams can do it on one pit stop. They run about 50 to 55 laps. And definitely, based on what we see at Daytona and Talladega, every time we race these cars, I want to be out front. I don't even want to be fifth because the big one could break out about in the third position. Tires are not important. We watched Dale Earnhardt Jr. win this race in February on about 80 or 90 laps on his tires. Fuel's what you need, and that's it.
All right, let's go to pit road and get stories there. First from Matt Yoakum.
Well, Mike, Jason Keller hits Daytona trying to jumpstart the second half of the season, where in June he had only 2 top 5 finishes, 2 DNFs, and he lost a points lead. He's never won a race at Daytona, only 1 top 5 finish. Had a very fast race car at happy hour, but he has one other unknown. His drafting partner from Talladega, Stacy Compton, will have to go all the way to the rear. So now he's looking for a new partner to get a win here at Daytona. This is Steve Burns.
Well, Matt, Jason Keller's teammate, rookie Scott Riggs, already has 2 wins in this 2002 season. But you want to know how badly they want to win the race here at Daytona? His crew chief, Harold Holley, has put 6 different bodies on that very same race car. To Speedway Illustrated's Dick Berggren.
Car number 7, Randy LaJoie, will start tonight in the 3rd position. LaJoie has won more here in Daytona in Busch Series competition than any other driver in tonight's event. He just told me moments ago he's got a great car. It should be. The car's nickname, Speedy Gonzalez. Mike?
Thanks, Dick. Let's have a look at tonight's STP starting grid. 43 cars with Joe Nemechek, front row Joe, on his 3rd straight Daytona pole. Won here in '98 in February, along with Scott Wimmer, who's finished in the top 7 in the last 4 races. There's Randy LaJoie winningest here, and Jay Sauter, 4th his first trip to Daytona. Kevin LePage in the top 10 in his last 2 races here. And Bobby Hamilton, he's hot, top 7 in 6 of the last 7 starts. Scott Riggs, the leading rookie, and Jack Sprague was 7th in February and tops the points. Greg Biffle and Tony Raines, who's on a hot streak. Hank Parker Jr. and title contender Jason Keller. Back in row 6, Johnny Sauter with Jamie McMurray at the 7th row. Ricky Hendrick and veteran Jimmy Spencer. Kerry Earnhardt makes his 3rd Daytona start. Mike McLaughlin in row 9. Rod Hornaday, 4th in Milwaukee, and Shane Meal, another fast rookie. Michael Waltrip, 3-time pole winner here. And Todd Bodine, the runner-up here in 97. Larry Foyt and Kevin Grubb in the 12th row. Tim Sauter, top 10 last week, and Kenny Wallace, top 10 in his last 5 Daytona starts. Ashton Lewis Jr. and rookie Casey Mears. In row 15, Casey Kane, another rookie, and C.W. Smith from Pennsylvania, an ARCA regular. Christian Elder with Mike Wallace. Butch Miller, former ASA champ with Chad Chaffin. Then Shane Hall, and Larry Gunzelman in his first Daytona Busch Series start. Stacy Compton, who got his time trial bounced for a shock that didn't meet NASCAR requirements, and Dan Pardis. Jimmy Kitchen, 7th at Talladega, and Jeff Spraker, his first start since Loudon in May. Mike Harmon and Brad Teague, and then Robbie Benton making his first Busch Series start, the 23-year-old from Harrisburg, North Carolina.
And what happened with Stacy Compton, he actually qualified 6th in qualifying yesterday. NASCAR don't give these guys the shocks like they did in Winston Cup, but they give you the specifications. And the rear shocks has 3 30,000 bleed holes in it to let the fluid flow through. The smaller you make those holes, the more it will draw the car down. 2 of those 3 holes in his right rear shock did not meet that specification, so they disallowed his time to move into the rear of the field.
Let's look at our weather and race analysis brought to you by Lotrom and Ultra. 43 cars, 100 laps, 1 pit stop.
And I didn't find anybody in the garage today that could not do this race on 1 stop.
And the weather, fortunately, has changed.
Pretty nice out there right now. It's a beautiful evening here in Daytona. Good evening for a race.
Brought to you by Lotrom and Ultra, the only once-a-day cure for athlete's foot.
And what will happen here as track temperature goes down, it will go down on into the night, is the cars will just make more power. It's not that the handling characteristics will change that much on this 2.5-mile racetrack. They'll just run faster as it gets cooler.
Yeah, that little restrictor plate, they like that cool air going down in that little hole in that carburetor. Underneath that carburetor. 98 cars back on pit road. They pushed him to try to get him started, and they're still having problems. Looks like the window net maybe is giving them a problem.
A number of cars were somewhat late getting through inspection with the turn of events today, and we saw Jimmy Spencer come out, one of the last to come out, and now making a couple of adjustments there to Casey Kane.
Yeah, Casey Kane, the 98, qualified 29th. Also, Butch Miller in the 75 car. You cannot pit before the green flag. Both those cars pitted for whatever reason. Looked like they was trying to get Casey Kane's window net fastened. So because of pit before the green flag, they'll have to go to the rear of the field as well.
New crew chief for Casey Kane, Clyde McLeod.
Oh, Clyde, now he's a cool guy.
Won a modified championship and won a lot of Busch races.
Yes, sir.
Worked with Todd Bodine for a number of years in the Busch Series.
Todd and Mike McLaughlin, and he's a good crew chief.
A lot of folks here. He was also a mentor to Greg Zipadelli, who's now with Tony Stewart's crew chief up there in Connecticut. And a couple more interested spectators here.
Yeah.
Guarantee they can't make it on 1 stop. So them big motors burn a lot of gas right there.
A lot of these teams here with new race cars, the reason they're here with new race cars, remember back in Talladega a few months ago, all but 5 cars were tore up. So a lot of teams had to build new cars for this one race.
Darrell, a green racetrack. It's rained since these cars were last on the track. And for many of these drivers, it's their first time ever on a super speedway of this size at night.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that these cars are totally different. They act totally different when you're out there in a group of cars than they did when you're out there by yourself. The draft is very effective. All of a sudden, you're going to be going down that back straightaway 10 mile an hour faster than you've been all weekend. And you got to be on your toes and anticipate what's going to happen in front of you.
And the good thing about it, even with all the weather we have thought here, they did get about a 45 or 50-minute practice last night in similar conditions to what we have tonight.
What happens here, Mike, is it's not what causes the big wreck is one guy's car's handling really good. He can run through the corner wide open, doesn't have to lift coming off. All of a sudden, the guy in front of him, his front end will take off. Car starts to push to the wall. Kind of lift out the throttle a little bit, and bam! Gets run over from the back, spins him out. Here he goes, big wreck.
In 1 lap, we'll be racing for 250 miles.
You know, we always relate Daytona and Talladega to each other, and they are similar from an aerial view, but the corners are much tighter in Daytona. And I know it's just a little bit shorter racetrack, 2.66 versus 2.5 here, but the car that will win the race tonight, that'll go to victory lane, I bet you that guy will get out of the car and talk about how good his car drove.
That's right. You got to be able to handle it. You got to be able to hold it wide open all the time.
All right, Casey Kane is back on pit road once again. And also they're having a look at Kevin Grubb's car. Might be leaking a bit of fluid from the rear, we are told. And again, they're trying to get that window net tightened up on Casey Kane. That's an important safety device. But here at Daytona, it's also an aerodynamic tool.
If you could block that left window up just like that right window, yes, absolutely. It's going to run faster down the straightaway. Of course, this is a Robert Yates Racing entry car, but just a few weeks ago actually became a teammate to Bobby Hamilton Jr. in the 25 car.
Well, the lights are off on the caution car. That means we're going to go racing this time back.
NASCAR has given these teams 3 sets of tires to change under caution, just like they basically do every week, but I don't think teams will be using 3 sets of tires in a 100-lap race here.
43 cars. That look like 43 cars as they come down that long back straightaway.
Who do you like tonight?
You know, it'd be hard to go against Randy LaJoy, who seems to run awfully well here all the time, but I'm going to take my brother. Thinking about how he and Dale Jr. run here in February, Dale Jr. won, Michael runs second. I believe my brother's going to have a good run tonight.
There's Michael Waltrip. Larry?
Yeah, I believe I'm going to have to look at either Joe Nemechek or Randy LaJoy. They are obviously teammates, and Randy LaJoy is actually in the car that Joe Nemechek won the February race with back in 1998. So those cars are always strong when we come to Daytona or Talladega.
Well, my pick is LaJoy, but I think the Cinderella story here could well be Kevin LePage. Finished in the top 10 his last 2 races.